Welcome back to the Upload VR Showcase brought to you by Moss. Now today we are talking to Tommy from Resolution Games. Tommy, you just showed Blaston at the showcase. Tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, it's a project that's very near to heart. We've been working on it for quite a bit now. It started during last summer, and my good friend and our creative chief officer he had an idea about doing a dueling game, and then they threw together a quick prototype, and there was some aspects that we really loved, and that was like dodging bullets Matrix style. So we cranked the levers on that, so moved the platforms together and made the bullets move a little bit slower, so you really have a chance to feel like Neo when he's discovering this power in the Matrix.
The mechanics of the game, like you say, are a duel, and then those bullets come at you in slow motion. When looking at the trailer, the question I wanted to ask is, what area do you have to account for of your own body? Is it just that your head can get hit, or is it your torso as well?
It's head, torso, and hands. So right. You need to, like, the places that are tracked by the headsets right now. I think in the future it'll be full body. Right now it isn't, but it works great. You can still really use the space you are. As with many of our games, we try to make it like a standstill game to not make people motion sick, and that works really great here. But you stand in a position and use that position quite a lot. Like, you have to go really dodge things and go up in order to avoid them. So it becomes very physical, which is really one of those things that work really great in VR, I think.
Is it a case that, is it like a one-shot kills kind of game, or do you both have health bars? How long does a match last?
You have health bars, so you need to be strategic about like how to use the different weapons in order to better your opponent. Matches are quite quick because you run out of energy quite fast. So it's like best out of 3.
When you say energy, do you mean my physical energy, or is there like an energy meter in the game?
It's a health bar in the game, but I refer to your like the energy level that you have yourself. It depends on who you're meeting. Like, I like to play against Mathieu, the guy I talked about, and he is very energetic. He plays a lot of tennis, so he has a lot of stamina, and that's tough. While I play with some of my gamer friends, they're more stationary and more just shooting and throwing.
So when players get Blaston and they jump into the game, what kind of modes and offerings are there? Is there any kind of AI-driven mode? And then what kind of offerings do you have on the multiplayer side?
I don't think we're giving away too much details at this early stage. So you're going to have to hold out until the fall later this year when we're releasing the game.
Okay. We saw a lot of really cool weapons in the trailer. Some kind of scatter shot. I think we saw some grenades that kind of blast with shrapnel or something like that. How deep does that go? How big is the game's arsenal?
It's going to be significant. There are going to be a lot of different things. So there is like a progression that you can work with for a while. Like, we, as usual, try to make really rich games. We have a super talented team behind us, and they're really actively playing the game, crunching, making sure that it becomes something that you can be really, really skilled in, at the same time as something that's very easy to pick up. One of the great things with weapons is that instantly what it's going to do, right? You just see it, you grab it, and you shoot, and then you understand the function of it. Things like grenade, as you mentioned, is a little bit more skill because you need to kind of know the timing of that. So that'll be introduced later into it once you passed a few games already.
You said, well, I think talking to you about this project, you seem like really, really enthusiastic about it. And you said that it's been in the works for a while. Do you see, like, Resolution has a fair number of VR games, right? Do you see that this is like the big one that you guys have been building to for a while, in a sense?
So already when we started the studio 5.5 years ago, we were very excited about multiplayer. And this is going to be one of our first multiplayer games. Like we released a few multiplayer things by now, but this is definitely one where we're very excited to have it meet a crowd. I'm from the mobile games industry, and then I would love to kind of test this out on a bigger group of users. And I think that's an approach that we will have here a little bit. Like we're gonna aim to release it early. It's gonna be a rich game when we release it, but then we're gonna continue developing on it and making sure that we listen to the community a little bit as people become really good at playing it. We hope to get like proper tournaments in place and stuff like that.
When you said this is one of your first multiplayer games, why is now the right time to make that jump to multiplayer for VR?
Well, I think the early platforms like the first Rift and the HTC Vive, we typically saw that people were very excited, but they stopped playing quite soon, and there was like a big secondhand market. With the Quest, that's really changed. Like people keep playing their Quest and are excited about new stuff that's coming out. So I think it's gone from being a hardware problem to like all of a sudden the ball is in our hands as game developers to make sure that we create things that you can't have on another platform, and it really brings something fantastic and unique. And multiplayer is one of these things where you feel like your friend is there, even though you're far away from each other. So it would be really great to have this game out now in the COVID times, but we're pushing it as hard as we can to release it.
So just to sum up then, what information about release can you give us right now? Is there a release window, and what platforms are you aiming for?
The only thing we're saying so far is it's fall 2020. And then you can see bits and pieces from the trailer where you can figure out stuff yourself. But other than that, we're pretty quiet at the moment.
Cool. All right. Tommy, thanks so much for joining us. Stick with Upload. We'll have plenty more later on in the day.